So a midweek Ark crunch has been dropped with some news that we really didn't want to hear. So things are looking a little bit more bleak for the Ark Ascended Ragnarok release date. But the reason behind why this news is coming now actually lifts the blow of the terrible news, so now it's just a little bit more palatable. So Studio Wildcard just announced that the delay of Ragnarok is here, but in its place, we will be getting the UE5.5 update that is way overdue. And now look guys, before we crash out about the delay and be like, oh my god, Ragnarok is delayed, let's take a moment to actually digest the information. When we look at it from the correct angle, in my opinion, the UE5.5 update had to be released now, not any later. As we just got news of the Unreal Engine 6.0, like that is a thing now. So if we don't get UE 5.5 now, we would never get this update. And then that would actually slow down the progression and the creation of Ark 2, because don't forget, Ark Ascended is kind of the testing ground for Wildcard in creation of Ark 2. As Wildcard said on the crunch, mark your calendars, big updates are landing. As we head into an exciting stretch for Ark Survival Ascended, we wanted to touch base with a quick update on our launch timelines. We are taking a bit of extra time to finalize the Unreal Engine 5.5 update. Now set to launch on June 2nd, this was the time where we believed Ragnarok was going to be released. This upgrade remains our top priority, with our core engineering resources focused on bringing it over the finish line. The patch that rolls out the upgrade will provide immediate performance benefits, including enhancing rendering and faster loading times. We are also reconstructing how the game is packaged so that non-island maps become optional downloads, significantly reducing the base installation size. It is a big step forward and we appreciate your patience while we make sure it's ready. And this is a huge thing. We got a few bits of information there that are actually pretty good. When you look at it, Ragnarok's release would be the addition of a lot of really nice and unique biomes, and what better than to freshen that up with even better textures, with even better lighting and mechanical features with the UE 5.5 update. If this UE 5 update was going to come after Ragnarok, people may have already been very underwhelmed by the look of Ragnarok on Ark Ascended, but with the UE 5.5 update, it's going to look way different than anything we have seen up till now on Ark Ascended. So think about it, with the UE 5.5, Ragnarok is going to look better, run better, and just be that much more awesome. But in saying that, I believe that is also part of the catch. This update needs to take Ark to another level. It needs to raise the bar of all the things we've seen so far. If it comes in and breaks Ark Ascended anymore, or does anything to ruin the player experience any more than we already have it right now in Ark, it is going to be catastrophic. They also told us about the fact that they're actually finally optimizing the way the install files is. Because when you think about Ark, when you think about Ascended, and you say, hey, you want to get your friends to come on and play with you, or you want to download another game on your console, on your PC, you realize that Ark is taking almost 200 gigabytes of your storage. That is an insane number. So the fact that they're saying they're optimizing the way the game package works, where now you can optionally download extra maps. So when you download the game, you don't have to download everything. If you don't play that map, you don't need it on your console. This is something we've been wanting. This is something they said they were going to bring, and now they're finally bringing it. So we are not mad about this at all. This is a great thing. So now you don't need to have a freaking terabyte just for Ark and DLCs. We also saw that they're bringing back egg incubators into Ark Ascended early. Really early. This is something that adds to what I keep saying. Every time we see Wildcard doing things in Ark Ascended to bring in these quality of life improvements, they either bring things early or they make things easier. This is all okay, but how are you going to add more content that is going to be harder to keep your players entertained? Because although a lot of us are coming from Ark Evolved, ASA is getting a lot of new players as well who won't stick around to play a game that they feel is too easy or has no challenges, because at the end of the day, when you achieve something, be it your perfect egg that has all the perfect stats, if there's no feeling of achievement with those things, no one is going to really care. It's going to make the novelty wear off really quickly. So if you're going to make things a little bit easier on that front, we need fresh new content to make the game harder, to give people a little bit of difficulty here and there, to give them a good survival player experience. We're also getting a host of new structures, which no one can be mad at. We all love, I love when Wildcard gives us a bunch of new structures, so we don't need to be downloading 100 million DLCs just to have these structures available to us. It's like they're adding S Plus into the game again, adding a little bit more than they added last time, which is perfect. These things are all going to be on our base game now, so you can have a lot more ideas and freedom when you're building your base. And for all the people hanging on to the highs of Astros, a major update is coming for the map. Lemnokis, I don't know if I said that right, content update. The first major update of Astros comes with a new island, Lemnokis, a massive landmass with many biomes, snowy redwoods, warm redwoods, valleys, forest, and combined with many bigger and smaller building caves, even a glacier cave. Lemnokis is also the home of the first duo mini-boss, Kalydonios and Ermantian, two massive boars attacking with fire and poisonous gas. The ocean areas will have new deep sea areas full of resources and a special new place out in the ocean, the Maelstrom, which is really big news. I am enjoying Astros right now. I'm playing through it at my own pace, trying to complete the map because now it's in the base game. I want to play it, I want to complete it because it's a new experience for me. And the main problem that everyone that I had with Astros is the fact that it was so unfinished. So having a big update like this coming in at the same time as a UE5.5 update is massive for this map. It's going to let people look at it a little bit like, maybe is it time for me to get it yet? And some people are going to get it, which is going to help boost this map up. It is a beautiful map, but it's just really unfinished. So getting it one step closer to that finished or a reasonable point in playability is really good for it. And guys, our prayers have been answered. Wildcard has finally done something huge to try and fix single player just a little bit. Users will now be able to create, restore, and auto-generate backups across all platforms. This is so needed. One of the biggest things about single player is we all know crashes are inevitable. They're going to happen, especially when you're playing single player. And sometimes a crash could make you lose hours and hours of progress because nothing's saved if you forget to save. And when you finish saving, you have to always create backups for your single player mode because any update that comes with Ark, be it Ark itself or any of your DLCs or mods, could potentially ruin and delete your saved game. So having a way to have auto-generated backups, auto-restore points is beautiful for Ark, and this is going to be coming across all platforms. So although it's not all of the issues being solved, it is a big one that's going to save a lot of time and a lot of lost progress. And Ragnarok, the delayed map that has been delayed multiple times, is delayed again. And we saw Wildcard saying, as part of our transition to the Unreal Engine 5.5, we've revised our schedule. Ragnarok is now set to arrive on June 18th, bringing with it another big content drop to keep things rolling. We're gonna get the Ragnarok Ascended, a fan favorite ancient battleground of beasts and myths awaken again, fully remastered. Bison, free creatured, horned heavyweight champion of headbutts and Highland Havoc. Lost Colony Expansion Pass Day 0 content, a first step into our upcoming full-size canonical expansion pack. All purchases will immediately unlock exclusive Lost Colony gameplay content. So these are things that we've seen them talk about over the last couple of months. Rag has been delayed again, like another 16 days, and in its place we're getting the UE 5.5 update. This isn't super terrible because at the end of the day, this is the only kind of delay I feel like we could accept for the mere fact that it's a delay of the map, but yet we're getting another big, huge software update, a big feature that is supposed to come out. And if you think about it logically, I would rather the UE 5.5 update comes out and the game breaks and then they get time to fix it before Ragnarok, because if they dropped Ragnarok and Ragnarok is a little bit broken, then they drop a UE 5.5 update right after it, breaking the game even more. That would ruin things to a point where it's going to just be straight crash out, which isn't good for the game, which isn't good for Ark as an IP. So having a little bit of time to come across and fix anything with the UE 5.5 update is a lot better than coming out and dropping a freaking botched map with a botched update. But is it extremely annoying that it's getting delayed again? Yeah, it kind of is, but we have to kind of look past that just this time. And when I look at it, my main gripe is just the fact that we just got a crunch last week, and the fact that you're dropping this news now means This decision was probably made quite a bit ago, and they decided to wait until now to tell us. The earlier you told us, the more time we get to get this anger and this rage and annoyance out of our systems. Last week's crunch was kind of bare bones and had like no substance to it. They could have just let it all out. Let us know. Give yourselves more time to try to quench the fires. And now we have to start asking ourselves questions like, does this 5.5 update overshadow the Ragnarok release? If all maps are getting a substantial facelift, will people care about Rag and the new dino? And don't forget, we're all in belief that we're going to be getting another fantastic tame. These things could potentially take away some shine away from Ragnarok, and at a time like this where we're talking about Ragnarok, trying to hype up this map, hype up this new dino and the UE5.5 update, is it the perfect time to be promoting and talking about Lost Colony in the same breath as talking about a map that is coming very soon? I know Wildcard needs to make money, but there is a time and place for everything. Trying to overshadow Ragnarok and the release of this map with something that is going to be fresh, brand new, never seen before is kind of underhanded to yourself. You're going to be driving some of that hype to Lost Colony at the point where we need Ragnarok to have hype. It's not the best marketing plan, and I'm not really sure why they're doing it. But thinking about the way they're actually putting this out, we need to tell Wildcard, guys, repeat with me. Wildcard, put out some content to actually show us the things you are doing. Be it someone sitting down and just giving an overview of what the plans to come, or even images, or simply a flyby showing us a comparison. This is what it looks like right now, and this is what it's going to look like with the UE5.5 update. Anything to get us hyped for this. This is a huge update that we have been waiting for so long. I think it's only fair that we get some sort of content to have an insight to what we're expecting. Something small to keep us hyped. But I am hoping that this is something they're gonna do when they're dropping that patch at the end of this week, and fingers crossed they give us some good sneak peeks to get us excited for this, because at a point where you're giving us bad news and you have this silver lining, make sure you show the silver lining, because that's gonna help people focus on that instead of focusing on the delay of Ragnarok. But overall, it's really hard to call this one because there is a silver lining. And as you guys know, I'm not going to sit here and say anything that I don't believe is true. And I believe that the silver lining is actually reasonable this time. The UE5.5 and the little fixes, they're all adding things that we need to the game. They are fixing the game's current state. They're fixing the performance of the game, which is so ever needed. This is what we've been kind of crying for. We've all been saying, stop adding new things when the game runs like dirt. And that's what they're doing. So can we be mad at them for doing it? Not really. And honestly, I would much rather they can actually resolve any issues 5.5 has before they drop Ragnarok, so I can have a smooth experience on Rag, because Rag is a beautiful, lovely, beautiful map, gang. A lot of people want to have a smooth time once they first log into Rag. So fixing UE 5.5 is going to potentially help us do that. And at a time where they've even said themselves, no mods are going to be updated during this time. Everything is temporarily halted, which means that there's going to be nothing coming in except for official Ark content. But as I'm saying this, I'm also wondering, when all this official Ark content goes out, when they turn on updates for mods again, will this destroy a few things that are already on people's systems? So with the new saved data and the backups, this is great. So if anything does happen with any of your mods, when this update comes back, your saved data is going to be there waiting for you to re-plug it back into your game, which is going to help a lot for single players. So am I happy with the news? No, not really. But am I super angry about it? No. We've been wanting this. They're giving it to us. We have to give them props there. And as I will always say, and I've been an advocate for this, if you need more time, Wildcard, let us know. Give yourself more time. We would rather fixed and working content than broken pieces of crap. And if this is it, so be it. Give yourself the time you need. You set the dates. You set the timelines. Give yourself the time you need from the jump, not 6 months later, 8 months later, or 2 weeks before release. That doesn't cut it as well. So I'm not just clearing the slate, but I'm giving you the props that you're giving yourself a little bit more time to try to give us a better functioning piece of software. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. There's a lot of stuff. We're getting incubators. We're getting the UE 5.5 finally, there's gonna be a big, huge update for Astros. So many things coming in with this new update. I just hope that it drops and it's actually working and working at a reasonable level. So when it's time for Ragnarok, they can actually have a lot of things already figured out. So we can get Ragnarok at a working level, at a good level with this new UE5.5, making the map look more beautiful. And hopefully the screenshots we've been seeing of the Bison and the Griffin might actually look like that. And you, on your console or on your PC, can run it at a higher graphical settings and still maintain your frames. So yeah, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video and like this little conversation we just had, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.